So as promised, these videos are going to be done every day, and they are sketches from my latest book, Addictive, and it's sketches from the artist's sketchbook. So because this book is not an instructional book, I want to make sure that people enjoy it. And I'm going to be posting everyday sketches from this book with the very medium I used, in the way I did it, to the best of my ability. So I hope you enjoy. So for today, the first one we're going to sketch, I've marked it, is this profile. The profile of the man, which was sketched from Farringdon to Liverpool Street. So this is what we're going to sketch. As you can see, I did use a Fab Recent Color Giant from Lyra, and actually I'm going to show you how I would have gone about it. So first of all, I'm going to do this in angles, and I talk about angles in my book here. So most of the techniques I'll be using, I'm going to just take you to the page where I talked about angles. So this is where I deal with angles, and I'm going to use a lot of angles to do this. It's my most used technique. So let's go. And this is so if you haven't got this one, make sure you get this book. This is my first book. Okay, so let's go. So the first thing I'll be thinking about is this angle from here to there. And then I go straight down to his brow. And then I move in again. This is how I will quickly do it. And then his nose. And then a curve. That's not an angle, but that's just show you how I'll go about it. Then I'll see his mouth move. That's another angle. And then this one. So the angles actually show the tilts of the lines. I'm going to go again from his mouth, just a little bit under. And that's a curve. Another curve. And another curve, and then I'm just going to bring that down. So very quickly I've been able to get a profile of the face. The next thing I'll see is his eyebrows. I quickly do the eyebrows in, and then what I normally do is to quickly just make this kind of shape for the eye. But if you notice, he's got smaller eyes, so I'm going to do that in a smaller shape. This little thing I did here is what I call organic lines, and I do that in the book too. So in the book I talk about organic lines. I'm just going to go to that so you can see. Sorry, just make you understand these organic lines. What is it? That's the organic lines. Even though I didn't use it for a person here, but it's the swirling of lines together to get what I need to sketch. So each time I might refer to something in there. So let's go on. So I know his eyes are facing down. So the main line I'm going to be looking at is the line under his eye and a bit there. And then I'm going to darken his eyebrow very quickly, and then there's a few strokes around here. I know the most prominent feature is that bit of form that comes out there. This is just a bit of form, just to show a little bit of his elderliness. Then I go with hatching, very quick hatching around there, and then a nice, just quick mark for his nose. And then I mark that, then move straight down to his mouth. And just a heavier line for his mouth there would do. And the rest, really, I think my pencil broke a bit. I always want to make sure that my pencil is sharp, so I'm just going to quickly sharpen that. Wouldn't have time to do that on the train. Now, very quickly, I'm going to now use hatching to show the form. So here I go. These curvy lines are hatching to show the form, and it shows the movement of the form. Under here, the nose, you can see a bit of hatching. Forehead, now you can see a bit of hatching. Around here, a bit of hatching. It just shows the movement. And then here, because the face comes around here, you can see me using these kind of lines just flowing across. Very quickly, because I want the profile to show, I'll go with my broad stroke now. Watch the kind of thing I can use my broad stroke. This is just broad. All right, so I'm going to go straight in, and I'm going to just make sure that I can get some just marks, broad strokes that show this bit of darkness around the profile. Just very quickly keep that going. And if you notice, from the last bit of his neck, there's a bit of a color that comes out, and that goes down. And I'll keep that. And now a bit of his hair comes out here. You can see I roll this with some organic lines, and then very quickly, must have used the same broad strokes here for his hair. And this is how quickly I'll be doing it on the train, or the tube, or wherever I might be sketching people like this. Now I'm going to go for some heavier lines under his nose, because there's no light that gets there. I'm going to go for a heavier line under his eye, add a little bit more here, just move that in, and then a little bit on the side, and then just darken this area, because I've noticed I darkened it in the sketch. Just darken all around. And now I'm not using the broad stroke, I'm just using a bit of the pencil that comes from the tip. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So it just, and I'm using newsprint for these sketches. I don't normally use a sketch pad with newsprint. It's just that it's cheaper, and it's just easier to buy. Very cheap. This A3 pad was just about £6 something. Just to make sure I can show you this. And that's it. Nothing more to it. This is the guy, okay, under his mouth there, just produce some, and that's the profile done. And so, you know, this is how, so I'll say this is day one. And that's just a profile, a quick profile sketch of a guy on the tube. And if you notice, I never fuss about it. You go straight into it. So now you can have the book, and these videos are just a nice companion. Thank you very much. Don't forget, if you haven't got the Addictive Sketcher, go for it. This is the book that explains the techniques. And if you haven't got this one, you've got to get this book. It shows all my sketches in a sketchbook that I think is one of my very best, if not the best. So Addictive, make sure you get it. Thank you.